before Ryan was getting into, I'm right back. Very nervous.
I thought you were further away.
To my
God, you've been there the whole time. Huh?
There are risks, but we have every intention of coming back.
The movie's about the 7 to 8 year span that it took to land a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth. And we tell that story through the perspective of Neil Armstrong and his wife Janet and their family, and just try to demythologize that moment in history, show what it really took and how hard it really was.
I thought Neil Armstrong was sort of a bland American icon, what's there? And I was just so knocked out by how much I didn't know about this American icon.
Yeah.
He did a lot more than I did.
We learned how to finish each other's sentences,
Yeah.
and we had an extraordinary amount of help on this film. I think the most difficult part, and correct me if I'm wrong, about the whole film was that Neil and Janet's sons were going to see it. There's no way to know how people were with one another behind closed doors. I think the term "still waters run deep" is a good term for Neil. That there's so much there.
Him in this suit, and he's about to walk into this whole thing, and then it all stops. It all stops because it's the day your wife showed up, and all of a sudden Ryan turns around the spacesuit, and no longer the spaceman, he's dad walking back to meet the wife and the kid, and he's down, and typical. It was a great moment in the film, but that you didn't see because it was behind the scenes.
Playing a real person whose family is going to see the movie, it felt like it just raised the stakes tremendously. And especially, I won't give anything away, but a character that experiences the dramatic impact of the mission, I just felt sort of a strong duty to do the woman justice.
Somebody said to me, like, well, they were housewives, right? And I was like, no, they were astronauts' wives. This was a team effort. There was sacrifice, by these families. And it was really yes, they were constrained by the times, but I think we took a fair amount of pains. Unfortunately, had tremendous actors to take on the roles of those women.
I think at the end of the day, knowing that it was such a well-documented event, knowing that it's such an iconic event, what we felt was the one thing we could add to the equation that wouldn't just be duplicating stuff that we'd already seen, would be to really tell the untold story. Moments that I hadn't really known anything about, Neil's time that he spent alone at Little West Crater and what may have happened there, what may have crossed his mind, what the moon might have looked like literally through his visor as he first stepped out through the ladder. I think those were these very private, emotional or psychological moments that I think Ryan and I and all of us wanted to try to dig into, that became our sort of guiding, our sort of guideline to how to do it.